Alright, so Starfield and everything we know so far, let's get started. So I'm going to split this video up into a couple different parts. First one being just a general overview on the game, covering the release date, what platforms it's releasing on, and just a nice overview on the game. And then we'll go a bit more in depth and cover some more of the more complicated things about the game and stuff like that. So before we get started, a like is always appreciated. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe and let's get started. Alright, so first things first, Starfield is releasing in the first half of 2023. We don't have a specific date, just that time frame right there. It is releasing on PC and Xbox Series X and S, and I believe you can buy it on Steam, the Steam page. And I'm not sure if you can buy it on the Epic Games Store, but you might be able to. But Starfield is also being built in the Creative Engine 2, which Starfield is the first game to be built in this new engine. And it does look pretty good from the gameplay that we are seeing in the background. Also, should mention that everything in the background is all the latest gameplay for Starfield, so yeah. Alright, so to give you a good overview on the game, I am going to read off what they have on the Steam page. It gives you a good idea of what the game is about. So first thing it says is, in the next generation role-playing game set amongst the stars, create any character you want and explore the unparalleled freedom as you embark on an epic journey to answer humanity's greatest mystery. The year is 2330 and humanity has ventured beyond the solar system, settling in new planets and living as space-faring people. From humble beginnings as a space miner, you will join Constellation, the last group of space explorers seeking rare artifacts throughout the galaxy, and navigate the vast expanse of the settled systems in Bethesda Studios' biggest and most ambitious game. Alright, so that gives you a good idea of what the game is about. Now let's go a little bit more in depth, starting off with Starfield's character creation, skills, and traits. We got a pretty good look at creating and leveling a character during the June Xbox and Bethesda Showcase. We saw some templates, body shapes and sizes, skin tones and hairstyles for your character's physical appearance, though not the detail of their faces. You'll choose a background with options like combat, medic, bouncer, professor, or homesteader, which all come with 3 starting skills. Character skills are things you'll recognize as Bethesda RPG staples, some of them being medicine, lasers, persuasion, bargaining, and the like. As for leveling those skills, Todd Howard says that Starfield's system combines the best of our previous games, meaning you'll unlock new skills as you level up and upgrade those skills by using them or completing challenges. If that's not enough role-playing, Starfield also has traits, another system familiar from past games. They're optional choices for your character that come with pros and cons. For example, space gives you increased health and endurance while in space, but decreases it on the surface. Moving on, let's talk about the story of Starfield. Now, we don't have much information on this, but if we look at this article, it says, Speaking to the Washington Post, Todd Howard says that Starfield is like Skyrim in space and will feature factions with Constellation, a group of human explorers being the main one. He said it's like NASA meets Indiana Jones meets the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, a group of people that are still looking for answers. Howard said that there are lots of factions in the game, but Constellation is the main one that you'll become a part of. It's kind of like Skyrim in terms of the structure of the game, where you're going to be who you want to be, and then there are different factions that you can join and really carve your own path. That's it for the story. Now let's move on to a cool companion that you'll have by your side called Vasco. In a recent video, Bethesda showed off Vasco for the first time. This expeditionary robot for Constellation will presumably be Starfield's default companion, similar to Dogmeat from Fallout 4. Originally built by Luna Robotics, Vasco was refurbished to handle the rigors of expeditionary space travel, and while he still has some weapons, it sounds like he'll be more of a workspace or workhorse with storage capacity and a variety of gear to aid you in your exploration. Alright, that's it for your starting companion. Now let's talk about some of the major locations in Starfield. So one of the recent trailers breaks down the region of space known as settled systems, a 50 light year radius around your own solar system where humanity has spread out. It's divided up by 2 major factions, the United Colonies and the Free Star Collective, who are at an uneasy peace because of a recent war. In the short videos called Location Insights, design director introduced some of the settlements you'll be visiting in Starfield. Each video is less than a minute long and it's just the design director going over a quick summary of some concept art. So there's not much going on there, but the other videos introduce New Atlantis, the capital of the United Colonies, and the Aquila City, the capital of Freestar Collective, which is walled to keep out alien predators that cross between wolf and velociraptor, which is pretty interesting, but yeah, those are some of the major locations that you'll run across in Starfield, and that is all the information that we have on those locations too. So I do want to cover a couple more things. First one being all the factions that we have in Starfield, or the ones that we know so far. So the first one being United Colonies, the Future Space Republic. The second one being Freestar Collective, a space western fantasy, people out there on the frontier. The third one being Ryujin Industries, a megacorp, one of the possible starting factions. The fourth one being Crimson Fleet, a group of pirates that you can either join or betray. And the fifth one is House Varun, a group of fanatical religious zealots. So that is all the factions that we have currently. There could be more, but we're not for sure yet. But yeah, there was one more thing that I want to cover because it seemed pretty interesting to me, and that is that Starfield has an absolute ton of dialogue, like a ridiculous amount of dialogue. So for example, Skyrim had about 60,000 lines of dialogue, and Starfield is going to have over 150,000 lines of dialogue. So there is going to be a ton of dialogue just to go through, and a lot of chatty NPCs. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool that it has that many lines of dialogue, and I'm actually pretty curious how many lines of dialogue did Red Dead Redemption 2 have, because I know that game is like notorious for how much dialogue it has. Okay, so it still doesn't come close to what Red Dead Redemption 2 has. Red Dead Redemption 2 has 500,000 lines of dialogue, but still 150,000, that is a lot of dialogue. But yeah, for the last part of this video, I just want to go over some rapid fire questions that they answer at the top of this article. First one being, how big is Starfield? It has over 1,000 planets, which is pretty cool. Character creation, it looks pretty detailed. Traits, you have a lot of choices. Skills, rank your skills by using them. Ship customization, change the look, layout, and crew. Ship flight, yes, you will be getting in the cockpit. Crafting, you can create weapon mods and conduct research projects. In terms of outposts, you can build your own and hire characters to work there. Lockpicking, yes, it's back even in space. Voice acting, and no voice for your protagonist. And yeah, that'll end off this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like I structured it pretty well and gave you guys a good idea of what Starfield is all about. So if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, get subscribed for more everything we know so far videos in the future, and let me know, did I miss any information? I probably did, because there was a lot to cover. I probably missed something, but yeah, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day or night, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.